Well, I'd like to thank the press for being here today. Before I get started, what I'd like to remind all of you is that this is still an ongoing both tactical incident and investigation. We will not be fielding any questions today because of that. What I hope to be able to do today is talk a little bit about the impact to the community, the number of people that were harmed, as well as give a very brief overview of the police response. I cannot stress enough how traumatic this event is for the community at large, as well as for those that were witnesses or the families of those involved or involved themselves. With that said, at this time, we're aware of at least 6 people that were injured during this incident. We are working to notify the families of anybody that was injured. Amongst the injured includes 1 police officer, and we are sad to report that at least 2 people were killed in this event. We're still working with both the hospitals as well as our investigators to notify family. We would ask that the community at large keep their families of the deceased in their thoughts, and that they also respect their privacy of any of the immediately affected in the community. At a very high level overview, at around 1:50 this afternoon, officers responded to reports of shots being fired at the Boise Mall, with reports that at least 1 person was shot and down. Shortly after responding on scene, officers encountered an individual matching the suspect's description, and there was a exchange of gunfire that ensued shortly thereafter, resulting in the officer's injury, as well as the suspect being taken into custody. At this time, the majority of the mall has been cleared. We are still actively clearing the mall to both look for any additional concerns and any additional victims. But at this time, we believe that there was only a single shooter involved and that there is no ongoing threat or danger to the community at large from this incident. Again, this is an ongoing investigation as well as a tactical incident. We really cannot at this time speak to any motivation behind it or anything else that may impact the investigation. It would be entirely too premature to make any of those assumptions. I recognize that the community is going to have many questions as well as concern. The Boise Police Department will work to make sure that we get that information out to the community as quickly as possible in conjunction with both our investigators and our prosecutors. Because this involves an officer-involved shooting, the Critical Incident Task Force for Ada County has been activated. They will be leading the investigation into the officer-involved shooting portion of this. The other events that occurred inside and outside the mall will be conducted as an investigation by the Boise Police Department. Again, we will share further information as soon as we can, but our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of those affected, as well as to the concern for the community. With that, I'd like to turn the microphone over to our Mayor, Laura McClain. Hi, Mayor.
Well, hello. I first want to speak to the families of those who were hurt today. Never should one have to, or does one expect, when they're saying goodbye to their loved one who's headed to work, who's headed out to shop, that they'll get a call like they did today. Countless people found themselves in a situation they never would have nor should have expected. I want to thank the shopkeepers, the people in the mall that reacted so quickly to take care of folks that were there. You showed in a tough and chaotic moment how much you care and what you're willing to do to support and care for strangers. I also want to thank the Boise Police Department and first responders. You came quickly, you showed compassion to so many people that were scared at a really tough moment, and you did everything you could to keep people safe. And on that, I want to reiterate what the chief has said. People still in the mall are safe. People in Boise are safe. Your safety is our priority. As we think about those that were hurt today, my heart goes out to those who sheltered in place, those who saw this crime, those who weren't sure if they'd see a loved one again, or who knew that they had someone they cared about in the mall. I am deeply, deeply sorry for the pain and trauma that you've experienced. No one should have to experience that pain and trauma, and particularly those whose family members are lost today. I am so sorry. I'm going to ask Boise and ask all of the media to please respect the families, the privacy of the families who were impacted today, to acknowledge the trauma that they are experiencing and will experience, to direct all questions through the police department, and to know that we will share as much as we can, when we can, as soon as we can, because this investigation is ongoing. And finally, I'm just going to ask once more that we respect the privacy of these residents, our neighbors, our friends and neighbors who were hurt today, and that we think about all that we can do to lift them up in the coming hours, days, and weeks, to show that this community cares about them, that we will respect their privacy, that we'll do everything we can to keep everyone safe. Thank you very much.
Chief, I'm sorry, just to double check, I know you're not taking questions, but to be clear on the numbers, 6 injured, 1 police officer injured, and 2 dead, correct?
At this time, the total number injured in it that we know of at this time is 6. That would include an injured officer as well as 2 individuals who were killed.
Okay, so, I mean, I make a distinction between these, someone who's died and someone who's injured. You have basically
2 deceased, 4 others injured, including an officer, as well as additional people that we are processing to make sure they are not injured. So that's the number that we know of at this time.
And the suspect give up?
The suspect is in custody.
Can you tell us how?
I'm not answering any questions at this time because of the investigation.
Do you know the status of the other 4 injured?
Again, because of the ongoing nature of the investigation, we're not fielding questions. Thank you very much.